anoto memo King FM radio 94.7 be line ila microphone wala la wala ton wala memo Mr. Esanjaide na abula anila mo ila lenyo konton abaraka bake mutana programme to nyamen ko rek memo Gambian politics de
abaraka bake Ibrima kontan programme ko tenke dimas lungola nyin temben na King FM radio kana na le kacha kula me yalon ko lebe kerim banko kanjang meliana be dending bankola kuwala bankola tamanyala ala baraka bake albe dawda albe lamurula dawda pour ka join programme to ala baraka
bake SNJ honorable Demba Ali Jawo atefana baraka bake akafutan fi programme to nyinto nyame yes honorable baraka bake na King FM nyame 94.7
abarka bake Ibrahim fanan kontanta drop bake ka try ilaning programme to adung ngamira topical yemenu natinam bi mol se discourse no adum lammoyal al franc de la participation kela jela dal abar kabake
natania male alinami minyanta gambia samala kandemba
ya baraka bake nga commencé ni Mr. Esanjala dame yalon ko vice president Dr. Badara Diouf ni watin ko ne kay kumol fo de mo jamal beje men mo commentator de ko kabring akumata aketa moti mi yalon ko ay mo jamal beje ay datu yelare mbari fanna jamal beje mi yalon ko ay wolle ma handum fang ayafo ako kamunda bal wala kolya aka futuwa ko bannade o mo fennede mi yalon ko ay wo fanna nyin ay wo fo bake aketa moti mi yalon ko gambian ni bantala bankol la badi ya tuwa wol kamen ko mande foreign policy la sartol mi yalon ko wolle be laari wo karonyina ay yinin karo ke fol be sotorine ba natra ko ni be sotorin wala mo fende mi yalon ko akamonte la nafa nyin akata fende mi yalon ko ama wara baka ay wo fanna nyin ay wo fanan kera modi mi yalon ko akumata wo karo nyin na bake anim fanan ku fanna ko tengol mi yalon ko adiyamuta wala da mi yalon ko fan kabrin a retreat nyin abekeri modol beje men fo wala Dr. Badara Diouf memo vice president ay kumo mi yalon ko ay wala fo wo propose ni wala dalilo me altani manza kundala do kulal me ye kumbe ni nyoka wo be ngudla nyinto amu fende mi yalon ko akamonta ay wo defeat la wala atambita wala amanya ka comment wala ko kuma sifal fo atanyin la nyindo bari nga commencé ni Mr. Ndiaye la waaw vice president Badara Diouf ala comment mi yalon ko ay wala ke nyin loko mi yalon ko mbota wala ko na kamunta mo jamal bije mi yalon ko hanbi abe nen panne e ba fu kanne ay datu yalarina mu ne mu ngi tekte ay mi yalon ko ay wala fa kabir retreat nyi mbekere
abaraka bake Ibrahima ngamira retreat mo fenati kabir retreat mo fenati mi yalon ko adal takakele ya jamela jamano akake nun janne nata barola time of nan akake wala ngamen jawolem ko the cabinet retreat akamta new dimension nata sign in the sense that manke cabinet minister sol damal kataraje but nga jele director ye invite le managing directors, director generals, heads of parastatals will be invite le ning cabinet retreat nyinto pour ki da kashalto me yalon ko be den nimbankola kuwallam Badara Diouf statement o dum ay chocho wulindi dula jamala to modol beje wol yaaje ko ay kuma kende balel fo anda to nyala fo dol beje wol men je wolem ko Badara ba fa ne bulo saniyande kan wala Badara ba tande kam mol do pour kam mol impress dal kam mol kontanindi maaje ko ha ang bato nyala fo kam mol ya fen ko nyama dol ko amanya naka nyin kumol fon fo bana nak akafu nyol lebe cabinet konom akamta dorong abolle do ya kan ko mantere la do ko ke kan ate fango faala do ko kala bang nganyem fonun janne programme soto nun jang ko cabinet new cabinet new form ko Badara is a good pick for vice presidency for me but then niala track record GBF specifically the past 5-6 years because he has been in government of Masakunda nyin konole high education minister Kabra Martinum gaje ko falindiri manke me alon kase mo nyafa high education bundala Gambia jang University of the Gambia me alon ko kabli 1999 abe loring 23 years sign my library soto man classroom all soto to an extent that karandiro fon wato do be din student all nata because sirangol fon soto ne be mel kala class so challenge is jamal la beje na undergraduate programme dol beje fon nyanta ke bambandile so mu fenati me alon ko on man keno faraba banta project ning 5-6 years kabli ya jame time wala start non bari adama barola government na la for 5-6 years faraba banta project mo lem folem ko nata non ko sobe ya ba karola high education na karola nyanta make sure la kabli nyin second term kana ye faraba banta project nyim bang ye chabo sika e ko University of Gambia binje bari university be bata dal mel sota kan esembo wara batale fanan high education ye men plan do ke walam ko prukaje ko GTTI transformed into a University of Engineering, Applied Science Engineering and Technology, and in MDI Financol transformed into universities. Gambia College Purkake Teacher Training University to collect a School of Education and School of Agriculture and Ila Nursing Yol Bondi Yol Dundi University kono. But that coming from Molo Komen ya jamela time I menkem to focus on quantity. Ngaloptan Jamalelo Ngakaramu Jamalelo bor quality nyimbe kataraje. Amdum baro fana akam tawle kekang Purkaje ko doro nimbe bolaje doro mola asafo no ko ha maja kabrim fana na university fulangolo lo na marare ki na fango tam ki ko na tam fulako na university fulangolo create Gambia wolem ka focus back on the development ka focus back in I see rather than better earning you understand to our ka quantity and quality so ka focus back quantity kana nyata jibe politics lan drong ka politics la tamandi so Mose Badara hold no to account for that at the higher education sector ay muna kejim past 5-6 years anera jibe diamo nyin ko na diamo nyin ko no my ko do area dol male ko failure be dam problem be dame par ka ba fro da fongo da sector to akam ka do to baake hay même fo do wolem ko ber nga reform start le la faka GTTI fenkal transform le MDI anu nga njikita ko memben main te la place ota abe stimfa dal tala pour ka ko reform programme men start ye fenk complete so akam ta failure men sotata high education na sector aman diamo to baake but at diamo to baake other areas la land area la tourism and all that aning civil servants will found but in the diamo nyimbe unlike melka fako amanke diam kendeta amanya kan sifa fo wala ba fan entamira ko it's not bad it's good that public officials especially the vice president me alon ko abello la benin ko masifal bando le men long Gambia ja wolem ko e kam moli karan e kam fo mole wolem ko ni be man sakunda ko no e be kam man sakunda la problem wol fo e kala boy dal fo mo ka tawol la ando ka vice president men so kam ta do ka president dogo dogole wala siata Gambia jang in the past ngamel so rala da mel bina lole be to nya fola so ndaka men je wolem ko ngam je wolem ko Badara Diouf la diamo nyin amanke ko doron ko aba fana senen ka in fact aba fam blame kanne ko he is part of a system a government me alon ko ay Gambian all fail for the past 5-6 years nothing much has been done adi amata balu wala ko le ala barko kan jande ngamro ni mo fenet hanatar nun ko ate be men ko ate fongo fail so la area to but as far as long as atata final acknowledge ngam fenet me alon ko nyanda kondana secondly fanan mel ka fa ko munana man nyim fonu munana be nyul fola sign okay inyanta me understand wolum ko Badara was higher education minister minister la matana te diamu no la oda area la comme land area tourism momo ni la dulale dila so ata diamu no ni area but kabirin saketa vice president kam dala makamo falintale ala position of falintale woto ase diamu no oda area because vice president ka president le deputize kam tanu nim baro comme cabinet retini baro mantara no nje Badara be nje so Badara be baro la place to wolum baro as president yana se diamu no any other sectors la because ka minister appoint so nim Badara be luru nga bala about luring us and Ludulal to Wolung, I come to Badara said Diamuno any other areas because vice president Olemati, Bianca president deputies. On Sunday Amira Fanang, it's a good start. Murkanaje ko dorong ha about Fanasene and Dekang, but Najo ko dorong. The government na feel acknowledge kan anin ka jo ko be move no ngame men nyanda fala sa wolem ko Badara ñul problem be highlight le mu nen solution no te say
okay honorable Demba Ali Jaw ite mu non cabinet membalti Badara Diouf même vice president ala ñin comment fo ite fi order of secrecy mi yalon ko ay kali ka be kullo marala la fayo bridge la wala wota ka tinyala
no nte definitely I même fojem mam kullo men ide I mean tinyaje nte mawjije I mean esaya analyze nyame ngamera ya soto kule I mean of course nyimunene majority Gambia jam pour vice president yellow achi I mean ko fo mansakunda as criticize ke mansala tamandinyal you know because do be ala ko I mean vice president men bi jamni ibe politician do bari Badara manke politician Badara mu technocrat leti ado adiamu ta come like a technocrat you know I mean of course mosa fokono fendol bije ayefo maybe je manke ila fodulate like ka foko Gambia man I mean foreign policy soto yalonte ngamira ay landa tambindi wotore bari all the same adiamuta men definitely ngamira dal ala speech o betata adunya anyanta wole kela kayitandi molla ko I mean problem be mansakunda le to you know I mean mansakunda nyanta sonale ko problem molbe yalone ko problem e mansakunda to aduni mansakunda like vice president mem number 2 personality nying bangunga nate lota ko asonta ko problem be dina jamale ko I mean tema fen jaw to anyanta kala wala because ni atra man sakunda sonta ko problem wal bejele den isaje ko mol be si fere ke isaje o problem o solve la nyame te dal ala diamo definitely ma a jaw maji je dal ngaje
ala kumol ko kumo ba kum fadulato aya fale no ako hanatra no ko fam nim president ya bay akasi man traje modol beje ko this is provoking nyimu fenet mi yalon ko hada nyir wala wa menni wasifa mulunda bayri aka me italia firi nyame wala ko askeno president baro bu kala fi tonya la ne tonya fa ke bayda wala na he was suggesting that
no mamira president baro fana wo batin la e badra bay because I te nyim fole nga badalom bakele definitely nte badalom bakel ma foko moment soto gambia jam me badalom ka tambinte me badalom ka tambinte bari definitely tenga badalom ka bari ndindi ma nim badalem nte na te ka tranum bun kilin kan la ran kilin nyaaylo ngaño lom bake so atla ñi ndiamu defile la man te tere ngalo ne amu ita fo me straight shootality abuka na pare ta femme fola abe o fola le no matter what so ka fo ko adu ay to nyale foje ate winni amin baro man la fi ñinna ya bay wote atate kala fente
do you find Badara statement now I be yalon ko ay wala for him to be biased then if he's a real straight shooter mi yalon ko aka wala why wouldn't he talk about his own problem Ministry of Higher Education Research Science and Technology abenunda me yalon ko amantra ka move ala tawandirinya kamunda amankata kubal kije pro aya da jenkendi wala goyin agent kra modol no ma atanye ndinkira nyendo
well mamira ko wo mo deliberately maybe of course maybe ala on reason sort of meyatina ay dulal dol ma ay amandula dol ma manke ko ay dulal bele ma man sakundato ay ay sample leta even agriculture fa man fem for men tema mama mem for agriculture quota and all that thing so of course some of ko nyanta follow la ala higher education because jele ayo problem on le long katambi wodol meyatina ma fo definitely malo meyatina yeah
yes Mr. ni nata nang kabonta fanal to mi yalon ko ay wala na cabinet kuroma mi yalon ko president baroy wala set mo safo curriculum saying abina wasila cabinet kuronin ayalo is it a good start molbe kuma ila kuma sima woni abanyadi da 1 month on curriculum ko la cabinet kuronin nara into effect
me ngamenje wala ko akamta ngamenje wala ko cabinet mi form da saying curriculum safo abo bayni kanne na mo si but then akamta dorong at some point coming composition on kata mole dol ko okay dol beje melta they are good picks dol beje wol manke to mondir ken dolti because technocrats and at some point some politicians yalon ko definitely ngalon political compensation wala tinol duntaje the minister of agriculture demba sabal wol bolo nyama minister of information queen jamme wol be mo political compensation nati but then ngamenje wolem ko akamta dol ye adati la ka boring kata dulalto malon foy ba ke kan prove mo le aja president aja ko hanyul be do ko wala de ngaje le high education minister bala familiarization tola ngaje how do you call it
works
minister of another ka banko be round but ngam kumayata in the first place is inata man curriculum soto in land wala lokum fula ngam men kumata willing to go to honorable Bejanne ate be kaminde lunu ate probably he understands some of these issues blande but ngam men kumata willing to do a policy briefing maybe you go through the policy documents and all that million ko they are in place ni pareta then mo sina jibe familiarization tobe ken wala nyama all that ngam ngam nyanta start la wala nyama but then badara la diamoto la feka duladi for killing for because ya fonon ko yenyen karo ko fo president baro sa campagne na banga bay because ata fango fale comment fa nyama modol ko tonya mole mati badara bikala abka jenge kuma yan all that but yemen fo lem ko nin tonya wakat bika jenge kuma la anyanda fango la area fa ngam no mo mistake la tala site anyanda ka acknowledge ko tonya nga failure soto high education len now acknowledge den no mol fon badala ko tonya badara bara starta fango la so amanta area tulaje but then askeno fanan badara kay même fo de bari nga jibele salungo president baro même fo ñun sunkar salo and am some of this problem la specifically the attitude of civil servants towards work so badara wol mel fokang amanke kabina lolo la fa faye aske na president fo discourse no sodole. These are things that baro lafta ka mel for and I badara bula proka for. Do you understand? Maybe land minister because ngalo ko land ministry akamta baro man kontan wala ne land minister nyim fon falling ay new minister samana
Fonia Jibe, is it not even too early pour ka retreat commande nyin tembe nyin when cabinet we don't even have a complete cabinet. We have vacancy can also cabinet nyin kono mi yalon ko wal man traje before addressing wala to problem ol jimbe kebe address entirely. Do you think manyaka entire nyanda ka complete cabinet?
No, what manyanda ka mol stop. You see cabinet completion balia mo president wala fault lati because ndema understand what is the reason. There are competent people in this country melian ko sol kamano askeno fanang they've just created this portfolio because they created Ministry of Digital Economy askeno ñu len create la fa malum fa munat ne ya create wala tan hani sayte mo soto no la yalla man sakunda be kan kanyum fa man sakunda be ko tamako korda man sakunda ni bata some of these ministries are not necessary. Do you understand? Gambia is a very small country. Why do you need up to 20 or 21 ministries? Yet digital economy create upscale malon dalilo men fa na create wala ne mo soto no because there are competent people in this country melan ko se ministry man no in this country munati na hani saying e mol appoint. So for me cabinet la complete baliang umanya na retreat kanake but comme ye dulado for foreign policy out of fale and honorable ya fale ngamiro fana mu kamda amalole warta dal for the vice president to say I doubt for foreign policy for sotole ngamiro foreign policy sotole bangota kerim bi même foreign policy soto for la foreign policy nyimbang is strategic abema ko kande bang mo sole question ni data Gambia la Carola. You see, foreign policy kumata bakele. Foreign policy is as important as domestic policy because domestic policy, when bankola policy, nationally, aka foreign policy affect le. Sometimes aka inform it informs foreign policy, but foreign policy fananka aka repercussions or ramifications on domestic politics. Ngajelo ko America, for instance, around 1979, kabiri Iran hostage crisis sotonun. I foreign policy affect le with Iran, but I domestic politics affect le because I President Jimmy Carter re-election affect le no. Do you understand? Kabring 1960 ma fong la kabi benin Cuba. Idunda Cuba time o menna. CIA be Castro no manin Castro be nyola. Kabring John F. Ye bangi pour ka CIA ma koy. I do John F. Kennedy affect le because ya fa wala kono. So mostly foreign policy, sometimes domestic politics ning affect le. So ntol akamta baro man sakunda ni na foreign policy la nka tulun na foreign policy la le. In the sense that comme na student do ka vanya ma ko na foreign service has been turned into what he call an executive dustbin. Akamta mol me ko man sule la executive kono jang. Bilia momo bay do ka fa ko anyata da foreign service. E ka sama foreign service. E ka ma ñun mu tulun dulalti ntol ni bankute bi bankol kadila. You see, the world has become that global village. Globalization and the internationalization of politics today where tinala ko banku be ka tuni la foreign policy la. Sako ntol banku ndimbe me kontrol sulata mol la because diplomats are representatives of the countries. Political interest, security interest, economic interest, economic interest le be represent outside the country. So ni be mol samalo dulato nyanda kala mol meri alon ko ye fahamro soto ya londo soto ya competence soto pour ka je ko la banko la interest pousse wo dulato because akana fa jamal le samana foreign policy kono education kataraje. Do you understand? Agriculture satara no jele, trade satara no jele, ku jama jamal le beje bari tol akam tan tol man strategic man clair the foreign policy objective. Niya banku do jibe me alon ko akumata bakale ntol ni la foreign policy. Senegal, for instance. Senegal is very strategic to the Gambia. Okay, in so many ways. But akam the Senegal foreign policy, Senegal is more clear with their foreign policy. Ye interestless sort of Gambia. Specifically, me alon ko ba posukan. Nga jele Senegambia breach ye interestment sort even though regional integration but interestless sort of je andi bulata ko normale pour ka je ko lafta men ay sort of je. Amanda wala kabiring yaaje me bobola jang economic nyantana la Senegal yaaje ko pour yiday dunje andu yas jele ko pour yetara fo nyima fana because interest la so do ma fana la. So Senegal bi yakam da Gambia bu katano Senegal koma bi the security of our presidency abe Senegal le bulu internet at some point ngarila Senegal le kongo electricity courant ngarila Senegal le kam hani football or science and football ndara fa Senegal katana home game o play. This is national embarrassment. But ntolla foreign policy towards Senegal kam da man clear baake niati be kabri Jawara la time or kana Jamela time or kana sign especially sign fa Worcester. You see Senegal bankol ke careful baakele eka nini moy diplomatic relations soto eka mol mel sambaje as diplomats bankol ke careful baakele ke maril jibelen Senegal always la diplomat melkanaje ambassador melkanaje ejibe ikake seasoned diplomats la melen ko they have served in different capacities. In different countries he made a foreign service kono but this is not personal for ambassador jimbe Senegal moom yalla ko chief accountant lamati University of the Gambia ya bondi woto yaka minister of youth and sports de fat ya sika sama Senegal as ambassador somday kabira ko ñun melbe man sakunda ko ne ke mira nyaadi le bang fondum tawla yalen bang fondum lombal yalen faham bal yalen but this is very important so la foreign policy akam da mel yalen ko mansule ni mel bay cabinet wala même bay man sakunda don wali ko lesika ye fay akam ta mbalito len dali ko lesika fa ko atol left over the mansula atol la way tan ko Gambia man serious with its foreign policy and badara diam to la ngama ko mata bakale pour man sakunda mira
yes that is this right of honorable since the political independence in 1965 the Gambia's foreign policy was driven by two interrelated objectives. First was the desire to maintain territorial sovereignty and second was to do with attracting external economic resources. I influence indicate kame yitandi walam kanna banko nyina fa kamforo ya ka tankandi wato bira adin fana men yalla fankola karola ka mol nyina men yalla ko bem fasala wakaro nyina this for the past 5 years natran ko the vice president ba nyina karol fonga foreign policy so this has been in place since 1965 according to right of Yemen yitande for the past 5 years was not for you mantarana keruno
of course ave keruno you know esaya for nyamendro of course nga foreign policy sotola abijane but the thing is that I mean ika foreign policy tamandi nyamen wole mang better example all mendi you know there are certain strategic postings right diplomatic missions Senegal is one a strategic tabarke the United States is one London is another one and then maybe I mean Abuja could be another one you see at least nyanta career diplomats de sotola me ko they are trained in diplomacy am ko just a politician me alonko aketanu ministry or aketanu fenti you know inata baije or you know ya bondi je den ya samba jana so absolutely no idea I mean diplomacy be nyame I mean ngamira masakunda ni tata is serious na foreign policy to because I mean foreign policy na aning country national interest they are linked you know niemo somebody lo me alonka malo anyanta menkela honestly I mean you don't expect to get a result good results from that so wala be kere no I mean just politicians me alonko you know they are either former ministers or something else you know just to take them there as a compensation political compensation but definitely that is not in the interest of the country so I think the
government cabinet ko nyina rawi all mamme ba ke kibar ket wol na wulita le ko former minister le kam yalon ko alba way wala baydi kam kote ke e wala multi mi yalon ko president ya fa aba wala wanda badara swatch ala jibero nyin ko is it that he have a limited powers
I mean of course as a vice president I mean Badra cannot override the actions of the president I mean these are prerogatives of the president Ataleka I mean diplomats appoint I mean I'm sure he may not even consult with Badra when he is doing those things he is not obliged to consult with Badra maybe as a I mean minister of foreign affairs consult no but as the vice president you know I mean I don't think you know it's obligatory on the president to consult with the vice president nabe appointments kala on this thing so I don't think Badra has a clout over who is to be appointed where probably you know I mean as the vice president maybe as the president advice nole niatra ya consult but in my consult there is not much he can do about that
so what problem on how do we address that is it that we need to have a constitution me yalon ko abe ko sifali yitandi la dame yalon ko president wala sembo nya kam dabe tarra dendim fonyo le kono ni ngo fo walem jannabe kukel animole because ngajala luwadul bejang like for instance IEC ka fo le dim president obe tombon dro kala anyanda ka public service consul le wahe modol bije iko even with this ni mo feden mi yalon ko wato do bije abuka kefang president ko jox sawuna drong ay motomba and a critical example is kabirin ka December 4 presidential election kana ngajale president kay mo le tombon pour ay IEC chairman pro political party de wulita non kay protesta ka fo hani o manda kala den ay appointment on murid
kuma majang yen kuma kumata bakele in terms of president appointment or ambassadors and all that draft constitution on yajibe kabira findita cabinet man kontana la ani modul ya jitandiko no the president on power limit come bakele but the so called advanced democracies like the United States mele alon ko be ka wuri la bi wala nan ka fa ko foreign domestic policy ka foreign policy affect the nature of government in international relations you have made the individual level of analysis the state level and the systemic level sometimes the personality of the leader affects a country's foreign policy sometimes the nature of government, the type of government that you have, of foreign policy affect. And in the United States, Mansakunda the former Republican, the former Democrats, that the foreign policy shape. America today, Senate. is very powerful. Kodi? I power sort of the next extent that it has to even scrutinize one, the appointment of ambassadors and also top senior government officials. Senator Kanying approved. Senate has to scrutinize all these things. And the RGB Gambia, at some point, the draft constitution was going to address that, even ministerial appointments and even ambassadorial appointments. For me, it should be subjected to parliamentary scrutiny. Hanima minister from subject no, but ambassador appointments because men nata ke Gambia wolem ko nka political compensation like if ombudsman and commissioners of different institutions like National Human Rights Commission ning ko subject to parliamentary scrutiny, why can't we subject ambassador appointments to parliamentary scrutiny? I think we should do that. Lafa diamala kule la me alon kabe den foreign policy la because here follow nko kabiring jamela time on all that. Okay, give me in safeteng. Jawara under Jawara Kabirin Jawara Nata, I two concerns Lesotho. How to maintain the territorial integrity of the Gambia, that's sovereignty, because Gambia independence sotole, Jamako Gambia to survive Nolan. London Safarland will be Bakli Rice, the birth of an improbable nation, the Gambia to survive Nolan. So Jawara's task was to make sure that the Gambia survives as a sovereign state. Well, a foreign policy guide no. Nina ya Jamela Carola, may a foreign policy guide because Kabin Jamenata in 1994 military coup come and military junta menki afekolem ko junta governments e be recognition soto so jamme mo recognition soto I men follow kele wolem pour ka aje ko I recognition ning soto now recognition soto sabe men kele wolem ko to attract for because finance melka financial aid provider melka makor lo samala naflo rakalo e fane bulo mutal no so jamme la ftajele ko pour ka aje ko I recognition soto wo recognition ning aje ko Taiwan was the first country 6 days after the coup ye military government recognized jamme nata menke he was very strategic ala foreign policy. I molel samana melialon ko be molialon ko londo soto karola le Babakar Bless Janual bol kono later Dr. Sidat Job bol be nata even people like Yoguba bol be bol kono no. So but I menke especially Bless Janual atata menke wole ko kaje ko na recognition soto sub regional kono. I can attract wala nyama Senegal in the first place. Senegal soto Sierra Leone wol atata Nigeria soto nang as a big powerhouse and moved towards the Arab countries like Egypt, Libya. Our soto now he thought of outside the continent. So I fenko soto wala nyama, I recognition soto wala nyama. The international financial lenders man ko kodoji nun. Iman choice soto but just to recognize. Akata wala nyama for Gambia nata in 1998 utuma already election on you win. Gambia nata sit soto at the UN non-permanent member of the UN Security Council. So kabida regime recognition soto don sign. The concern was to get those money and then nato soto wala nyama. So kabida nata up to this stage until the concern is not territorial integrity or sovereignty. That is already there, and there is no likelihood that will be followed. But even that sovereignty,
it is compromised.
That's what I'm saying. Even that sovereignty, more is compromised in the sense that Senegal, as strategic as it seems like dollar sovereignty is kind of limited because Senegal dunta Gambia kono nyame. So dollar foreign policy yanda drive towards what? How to attract especially foreign investors, foreign direct investment into this country. So nibo wal kala fanan coming up when diplomats are representing political interest, economic interest, security interest. Nibo wal kala foreign molds melan ko londo soto bari nga menje wolem ko of recent nga jele ko Fatma Jahumpa Cisse yola appoint ambassador to South Africa manin jumalan ko I think for the UK Fatu Bensouda might be a good pick but then Ami Fabure and others so ikaje ko wolmu typical political compensation lati at the end of the day for you to be fenna samal no Gambia bank because it's you see foreign diplomats or foreign embassies ke operate is very expensive aka bankola kudota bakere wala na Minister of Foreign Affairs ne budget jibe akasia ne memala safa ko Minister of Foreign Affairs ko because ñin diplomats ni bita e ka enjoy bakale ni la family be le kata dol be je fang ila steps adopted sons and daughters ko le sikay be sama ila karambungo ila fengo be ila be stela daming man sakundala ko be take care woto aka expensive bakale walatin they should even be strategic for ajarta le bank of embassy soto banko dolo kan
like South Africa
exactly no South Africa is fine because Southern Africa na sort of South Africa will be responsible in diplomacy what we call accreditation to more than one state. Ekamo accredit le more than one state. Niya soto jang let's say ambassador soto in Bangkok kang o Bangkok mele abo dandang wala pour kol fenka. But dula dol beji nyanda ka jibe le fo tonya sulata embassy la nyum bankol kanema because kodi jama akole spend akole use but Senegal is of a concern to me ndolla foreign policy it seems like ndol malo lafta menna towards Senegal but Senegal yalo ne lafta menna
akawon tam tanel lumo mi yalon ko walam point newspaper ina wulita good morning Mr. President ye men suggest dia kamuru nang esanjaye mi yalon ko ay wala fa walam iko President Barrow amo molti mi yalon ko ala choice of ministers minister fula wala place fulo men babulu mi yalon ka mammo kije ye me yitandi walam President Barrow place wol jing ay mo fulale kilingo bije mi yalon ko oba kata kan kala house put in order janning abina nan kata ministry of faith do bije mi yalon ko banku di ya fulale babul bayri loi tondiro ke ko mome banku di ya fula soro wota keno la minister oba kata kan pour ko banku di ya nyin ko kilingo nyin jenkende karala pratique minister banko nyin ka manem ida takte wonde
yeah I mean of course ni ajibe President Barrow I kari sabaleta jan kabiri presidential election okay you know I kari tabal si pour kala cabinet doko ani say up to this very day ani say cabinet o mampare there are still 2 vacancies definitely it's difficult for Mosa understand muneketa munana you know I mean there are very competent Gambians ni atra la vita menu kelaje wol mampare I mean other Gambians biye bari kaf ko meo praso tulaje just because fonyi ne pare I think woman sense make defe adu esa fana e fending fojang I mean ngamera Gambia be tembementu definitely manyim minister jama be need you know I mean portfolio jama is prisonole like this digital economy muna natidano I mean to the Minister of Finance and Economy waranto you know I mean agriculture and fisheries and other things you know I see all basic you know ministry because they are so interrelated and the education fana why do you need high education and basic secondary and basic I mean I think they can be fused into one you know I mean honestly ndengaje dal it's unnecessary for kanying vacancies be to ye just because you are waiting for somebody to be ready to be appointed amanya na kala dal tenga je wala nyama
retreat ni kono ay koy mamoy nu senola fannami yalon ko wala fota senal be jahal len jambando la ko wala dama yalon ko force men yalon ko wala folo diamuta man sakunda la karo to be specific president wala advisor atako Ukraine Russia wo wala ya sabo jambando man so rojang nyaato domandi modul na findina yo kuma ka woni ya boyndi ko jambando be nun janne kabiring serum sango wala ntuma kabiri wo wato kelo man dama wuta mamuta fam Gambia jambando so in stock mi yalon ko abe bulule pour kaaje man sakunda ka jambando wa fi Senegal ya wudi fula kemelul while the minister is saying balu da ko leata banko jinka do you think wa president Barola man sakunda sen wa muy la haji balte mi yalon ko katambe ni budget le kam allocate
non tega ngaje nyamen definitely mamira in 2500 asi tano dal because I mean Gambia Senegal ma ko do so you know it has sanola there is no way I mean so tenga mera man sakunda asime nyawnya foyni price or tala because well fanang malbe ya moyle ko I mean him fertilizer benun janne kabirin last year because fertilizer jamale order ni ko adung jama bije ye reserve le pour ñinang senol den ni nata ka fok mole ko Ukraine I mean Russia Ukraine wo wala atina fertilizer da selitade I mean mamera I mean ye mo inform correctly dal because dol be alon ne ko definitely I mean yet ranyim fertilizer benun jang kabirin last year then Russia Ukraine war has nothing to do with it so ngamira man sakunda dal maybe excuse le ñini kam bari ntefe I mean at a time 2500 I mean Gambian Senegal te wo afford no la there is no way
yes Sanyang Gambia la seno walantuma mi yalon ko walam agriculture la karola de nata non ko akamuta jambando ada koleata ata mi nyala mi yalon ko koleata bake bari ngaji amamme bake ko sumandro ya yitande ko keme sidla tawara wala ani lulu da manon kamendo mo abeka bonam bantala bankol kam mo safa mo ni lul da banka wala sorono jam pour jambando e nyin ada selo ke bake ando man sakunda ya fako itel bulul kadatale way mu molti mi yalon ko ite kubake no la nyin ko nyindo abanyali
man tol man seno mbake bari nga kukilin long ole mko Gambia sa fam balu ni nole mi yanta manola karola ya jere COVID-19 si man sakunda kan be malafika ni wodo use but man sakunda se aka tilimbali ano bakele kabrin corona nata wala use ta jang as excuse sanje fula sanje saba ni ko teng e ko corona latin na corona le ni affect corona ni affect sa kam ta sa Russia Ukraine war wala be use kan as an excuse ni di am da do ko kelobe Ukraine akam tan tol la balwobe dendi wala kan ntol sem fam balun no ni hanata non ko tubawol be ñoo faaka nen sem fam balun no karo do la mano la karo la gambe sa fam balun dino la e kany fertilizer même fo comment fa jam fertilizer bin barka bin 2017 fo fertilizer sunya man ke jan scandalo ma wuli jam so fertilizer scandal has been here amanke excuse to ka fo kelole be Ukraine wala tin na fertilizer mansoro fo mol be ni sanon dol kabirin tol dinding ikan karani mena primary school bafala mechanization of agriculture mechanization malong mechanization kara daming commercialization of agriculture commercialization tol malong commercialization of agriculture akata daming. Secondly, President Barrow ka kolbe was nifang I am pick as minister of agriculture ni yamul londi wal fahamle soto agriculture ka
the culture in the Gambia
ko ministers are political point nga bowol to ndal nyata move la as a country mol la faham ro da bata nyim banko kade mol ka mem mira wole mko you see the world is moving kakal ko suban damalla nka ko sumam bantala wala nan sinta ka fo mole ko muna ne ka si ka fo ko ha kolea be banko beleto Koleabe banko belto right that negative aspect it can be more compare but banko fana be yuruwa kane munan tolta yuruwa no la we are not developing we are not moving as a country so for you mol samana meriano ko fahamro londo sotoje munati na minister of education ay moke je meriano ka jiketa ka londo soto karola le uta kamta ko president baro yalen ko ministers are not only political appointees but they are needed their technical their expertise is needed in their different areas so ni minister of education keje ko yalo ka area le sotoje honorable appointing as Minister of Information because I kala area line. Ya Ebrima Silla appointing as Minister of Information because kala area line. Ya Dr. Lamin Ahmed Samate appoint as Minister of Health because yalon kala area line. Munati nete mo appoint in agriculture as his area. Ya Ami Fabro kenunjele jikita kala area line. So munane be mo samana me alon ko londi table and mol ka fa ko ha ministers are political appointees. Nyimmen nata ji, nyim minister men nata ji. Ite nata dorong problem be agriculture ni ajibe that sector is the most trained sector in this country. Kabrin Jawala that time. PhDs and master's degree holders mel the agricultural sector itolle siata jam banko labe itolle fanan is the most funded sector in this country kabrin jawara la jamano kana ya jamela jamano ya jamel lota ala jamano ko be ala ko be ya jamel lota ko ala minister of agricultural area la jawara perform better than him ni nata barola time wala fem banke je ni minister kabila nata te mam fem fo faka fan don tribal commensal to dron ite do ko bebul me alon ka siata ni mam fem fo kuma tebul be mem fala pour kata lo doron kanyin kuma noringol fo in tribal comments ki fandu wasi vale ko so fonga serious as a country in terms of because fonga from feed ndolo bi nyantam fam balunde la mano la karolam fengo dol bi jamena ko kado ko nyim banko le kan mo lu fenete mi alon ko sol tekiano le bar kuma kinim beje dula kinim beje mi an ko badra fala diam wala lanst akumata bakere ngamira president baro man jiki land minister membe je wala na bondi ay modo samana with the hope that maybe cool be falling nale land problem in this country wala na kabrim badara nyim fo mo dole fanandi amutonon and which I think is the fact badara did not get that right I mean niko foreign companies for instance wala ben na land fenka kan I think ibol use kan ne tubabul ka fme ko scapegoats ibe use kan scapegoats problem mem banko ka wolem ko corruption is rampant in this country especially when it comes to land allocation individual level land problem ni manke ko ala man tankala bara se fitno wulin nole in the sense that be land problem katara between individuals land problem katara within communities between communities do you understand be more killing be ndesel korda wa fi tama jarama le ngatang korda wa fi honorable banga wa fi lamin Sanyang mo sababi anu ñu be kera kayto le soto ngata police aliem futani je dorong case ñi titab lato to extend the mol balo firinta mol ka jele ko is normal is korda wa fi no mo sabama janne community ka problem fondo la land law ni na land police we must have clear laws and policies melon ko they will deal with these things but there men fa ko matale yes bi land ka fenka janyame real estate agents melon ko Gambia no le tamuti bi se ni wulta dorong wulta soma de kamale radio real estate agents dole be operate kanjang e kanji land be soto nyaadile andun wol fa even those real estate agents are creating problems
yeah but because jamal be e ka may yitande wala real estate fan janni be ya pour yeddo ko ke banko ni luwal man traje men be regulate kan banko ni kan janni be yelela no nga yanda ka at least huge amount of collateral yanda ka wo deposit at the central bank in case of any eventuality men joko yemo keno wa e baaje la ko ni borta wala wasifal e si wako do ni use no na kata wasifa ni do honorable kamunta health jate kende yala karol kamunta 2017 kata ja janni ñen sanjidu lobe ban a commencé de la do mo sava protest kilim fula ketale bari Dr. Samatela watch kamunta protest mi yalon ko walantuma sit down stack industrial action aba consistent kanne abuka fama jeni nje no sol be jana health worker be jana covid-19 response team be jana na jate kende yala karola onda Dr. Samatela watch kabirim president ya tombon ko rek mo jamal ya fay ka manya ka taraji abita ka nyaato le ba walantuma ben noto le ba o are we going backwards
well of course ajele ko problem wal siata bake jata kende karota bake you know I mean of course maybe unfortunately Dr. Samatele bije right now but abako situationally change Gambia nying bedamenten ani menun damen ya jamela wato situational faratale ni atra ya jamela wato probably nying problem or bete soto no laje even though moliela grievances soto bari ite maybe imam fito soto pour ka finti kala grievances so Dr. Samata unfortunately atabe wato men molia grievance molia fit soto le sai ka finti kala grievances bari of course problem jama be jata kendala adun tenga mirako maybe the ministry and masakunda nyanta blame la part of that problem because meaning no sol waranto health workers nali agreement okay on that they should be paid this and that at least al nyanta follow up make a follow up sa jibe ko itol nyanta ila nyanto nyanta o sotola but ni wo delay definitely me ngam nate sotoje itele anyi
for on Jamal kamem for wala samate manke administrator ka me ko wol men joko nyin sifal wol mo fender mi yalla ngo nyanda ke manage le atran ko ama escalate. What's your take on that?
Yeah, wafanang bijele because usually as a minister I think you're responsible to policy issues la in day to day running maybe alla technicians the technical people many bala ministry to wolle nyanta will be take care of but unfortunately the buck stops in his office ngamen nata problem me keta jata kendala ate as the minister blame bitat le but most of this problem definitely akatra ala all technical people le itolle nyanta be take care of janni abe abe futala damento dal.
Yes, Mr. Jaya, kamu dan kamenje wolem no doctor rol bondi na loptano do keke administrator team banko nyinka kamu dan Dr. Samati ani mo ko tangol dol beje wol yafo wol mo sojon la dol beje wol mo gynecologist let what ani ngot fenk ko tangol mi yalon ko wolle be. Do you think it's a good idea in a country dame yalon ko doctor rol mo safo e be banko nyinka ne bari kamu de la fonction ni mi yalon ko wol fon ka fo scarce tale wala man siya bake pour ka jakila do ko wol ke anyanta ke nyame banko nyinka opere wol ni wasifa pour ka mol bondi loptano do keke administrator at this point yamira abanyadi
ngamo be kirin even na the ministry doctoral be jel melan ko ye bondi loptano to ye sama ministry I don't know the arrangements malum munatin na woldul kake malong la policy be nyame and all that whether it's necessary as well but for me health problem on siata Gambia amanke sain kuti especially kabdi government nata and then strikes balambaya men ko health workers ol kake asia battle I think the doctors threatening to do it nurses will fana yakelo at some point public health officials ngam and dundo lokona say wol fana bakanne I imagine the wolem ko ku jamal lebe jemelan ko be missing thing in our different sectors including health wolatin na ku mata ba ni nyum ko dol keta sometimes ke mirale because jama be dol kaka mente wolem ko na alawan sul manjom be do ko lekke kam melan ko man alawan sul jo sometimes it became blame back in the sense that ke mira men na wolem ko tilimbali amen be kiring banko kan be each of those ministers because you travel from ila padiem mandila ito do ko kele la allowance mandila so nin kunu kumbal melbe santo mol kaaje ko wol kele allowance so sula da fengo fenne ka soto ito medan ko be duma allowance be kana mostly aka problem mo le create because kaaje ko jutu na yalen so nin ko wol do le fix fo ngaaje ko momo la nyanto menti yadi la because ni ata minister wala ke administrator yaaje ko you are not going to work anymore. You don't want to sacrifice for the country. Take do ko kenola loptano anymore. I mean, it's important that meli alon ko be loptano ko filo kono pour ko do ko ngam it's important pour que la judi la kela allowance la nyata kela nyame.
But do you think ñi manke problem oti mi alon ko Samate and his people will they are created from a case in point mi alon ko mo nyanta wala jibe la wala kabrin Samate finta aya foko doctoral nim PhD holder nyanda ka allowance so di wala ande ba be dandi men wala pour que maintain in the system e ba jala ko ita kala warla wala kabo ata nyin la nyin kabrin abote wala kana tugu sayna kamuda jate kende ala ko watu war health respond akamunta breakdown ka soroje
because menketa yesi menketa comme men fo nyame de pour jamabe je kana bori wala ka wa yen ka sotole because ni ko maybe doctoral mansia no sol mansia ni the University of the Gambia be how many medical students are studying akamta almost maybe every 2 years or every 3 years wala every year mol ka bod latal mel yalan ko ka bang wol dol kata min tol jamabe je kamen so mol ngamen je wolem ko modol ka opportunity la je somewhere amelan ko they are better maybe outside the country they go dolbe je ta further studies lay tuje dolbe je opportunity dolje other countries they do ko keje dolbe je from private from call ekata wala but then we must have a system yalan ko these things will be regularized at the end of the day ni yamol kanandi University of the Gambia pour yaje ko yenaya banko serve especially in our public hospitals. I think it is important dar kaje ko système tara je me alon ko wolbe tula wodulal to pour ka banko sa boden comme ñi karo ke men like fo mele alon let's say ka doctorol bondi yeke administrator ti ngami at some point mol ka jiku bati ko ha ni mo bondi doctor yake administrator mayna kana pour ka do ko ke see I think it will even be good as a minister of health put in all of time of your operation. Okay, what is wrong with that? I think that is very normal. Manya na ko ku balti me alon ko niemo sama minute amma fakala men function anyanta ko blebe ko yaka administer wala mala area ti. But sometimes because your expertise is needed. Nimbi mobile ado loptano to me alon ko asulata opero wala asulata jaralo me alon ko ite as the minister of health you are the only one who can provide it. For aman jariena ba your service nim provide. I think you can do that. But men ku mata wolem ko nyanta mo lekela dulal to me alon ko alondo bebulu. You might not necessarily need medical doctors to be administrators. I think administration is an area of its own and medical practitioner is an area of its own. It's a keno doctor but then it's an administrator. You can be a medical practitioner, doctor, but you can administrator. So administration is an area of its own. Wala nanya jibe fongo bi, doctor dol fongo begin. Ikata ka administration study maybe because they want to be there. But then at some point fana nina jibe many alon ko ke administration dol beji doctor dol ka jik nyame wala me an allowance creator. I don't know because the system okono, but sometimes trying to talk to some people it can maintain a wolem ko many alon ko ibe administration ibe medical doctor lemude for instance niye sama ministry for instance as administrator ila salary ka talale mana for no point yet because ministry pay scale so you can receive as medical practitioner is more than what they receive when they go to the ministry. But then so what are the allowance created and PhD holders but you can men for them ko yala tuba karandingo tuba kaito la ka jo mana for kones do ko be ka jo bi tuba karan men de kayto ka jo amanke ko kaye ko ha Ebrima ka do ku baake esa ka do ku baake ni esa la kayto la siata Ebrima la kayto la be jola so men ka ko la at some point ka men fo wolem ko ha laftale pour kaje ko mol encourage mol tay study
but do you think payment of allowances are honorable joro pour ka ke e manya ka commencer mol le mo men yalon ko wala ka demande ngo soro yesela centre rather than starting top commenter ban ko le fo ko joro tuba do ko kayto there is this I don't want to mention names, but more BJM yalonko they were a special salary whatsoever. You want to create
for isn't certain incentives create to put a certain category of people can retain in the system. There is a lot of molka move back like a boiler near train for banta. Is it city looking for greener pasture somewhere else? By near incentive create here. This category of maybe people may have achieved this degree of knowledge or whatever, professionalism. At least you incentive deal at wrong.
But in health, near GB honorable, doc warning is collective. Doctoral dama when they are in the system, they will not achieve result. From all cetera jemen be market. So nima beke no nyola. Then you start from many along wala ba dapat nin sura kan go.
Man, I'm not necessarily talking for the doctors or whatever, but coming these are arguments Kamel Samanang. But come here for Nyaming. I think incentives should be provided for all. Medical doctor le nurse le mele santo or whatever. But in coming for Tubabu Karamo, Tubabu Lundo Kaino Kajo de wala tin na bi ni tan office to mo be ba fan develop camp because yalla nako ñing ita kamen ita men ga doku ba ka men ko be ko do di letel la. Do you understand? So incentives must be there pour que mo retain fanang. But what incentives in fanang bina nyaadi le fo ngol fanang jibe ba balance la nyam pour kaje ko modul kane fanje but mol fana nyanda understand la ko moto kayto sorleti ay karayti ya expect ko ina kanya njola because tuba kan man taraw nyama tuba londo man taraw nyama so fo mol ye fan develop at some point ni na de ko be nyin ko dia modol wulin lañ ko do la ngamra ka problem wala créer
ya kamen tamba don de la wolto ani la moy la la ñoo konton esti silla abaraka ba ke na ra programme to nyame kabirin covid botala nana mi na fe na studio kono ko rek because covid ngamra bantale fo
itala mi roro ila miro do kabir banda ya ranka fa ka fu kabir banda kabir ben bango kan
abi jande hamza
abas yarim fa
okay wala kabir be covid kono hamza ende commandant bi ana report han covid anyway bara baraka ba ke na da programme to nyame pringa kacha ko do la mi yalon ko wala be kerim banko nyika
Thank you very much. Karanya content code kana King FM specifically on this platform. Kadi ambiode ngaramo matra janne and I've also found people that inspire me a lot nga honde bu tarajanne so ndunda nam fana kacha
karamo mamu jumal esanja
isa mon karamo de
agamanda esanja wala bina lunda ngodol boron because ntemen je wala jumal bi je ni kay karamo ka relax la malo ngabina karanya
la fara mon karamo
SJ abaraka bake na da programme to nyambe nga dama yalon ko kamunta be fanna Jamal Jibe la wolam the impact of this industrial action mi yalon ko public health official bo men ke kan abe mo impact la sotla on our health sector also nyin sniper ko mi yalon ko wala be kering bari mo molti mi yalon ko londi lu kari ngosoto Jamala domoro la tanko la karola mbo fanna nyin Jibe la tulo men bonda bakono amma mi bake mbo fanna nyin fanna mbo Jibe ka bari grâce la ni mo tana ngate programme o nyina minute lul drum ngana na tentem programme o nyina mi yalon ko fan wala ni men be studio kono wala Mr. Esanjati honorable Demba Ali Diaw aning Sir Omar Silla wala wa studio akamunta SJ akamuna ita kan drum akamunta ka sit down strike me along ko public health la do ko lalbe wala ke ka even tota akamunda ngaje la kibaro dol finta dam yalon ko kontiyo dol bije wa silandro ke ka men be siring imanta do ko wala atanyin la nyindo mo sa fay ko ay telefon ya admita ko la modol bije wol bita kan do ko wala dol bije wol bita impact ni mi yalon ko abe wala sotla na jate ken la karola nyun na siyo one week imanta bayri tel ya yitan le ko akamunda fen jamal bije mi wala do ko jamal bije mi yalon ko e ka wala ke ni tel manta do ko la walta kala munem ila do ko wolte ane munem implication na sotla na jati kende ala karola sitting for a whole week imanta do ko
yeah so jara thank you very much for that we mi itandi wolong kabo on the 4th yin karola kana fa bila boda fela me banko kan jata kene abunda do kulal public health officers wolle yaje ko tirimbaliabe masakunda ministry of health la allowance payment to yaje ko itel fanang just like any other cadres I mean their sister cadres inyanta allowance dol so tala mi anan ko kedi modol la mi mo no solti anin jada kende abunda do kula dol ñina la jibe fanan bena la kam même fanan kabo yin karo on the 4th kana bitema pro masakunda c'est la moy la kuma kan la ñinga da ko mi anan ko e la first phase of the strike wakitale yimbala mbaya tan dira num 50 plus days ago masakuna rafa ko e kana kuma fo ñin karo be ñin karo min kono ten ko tuma do jane ko robe lola e be ko do ñin jolale and that was a commitment from the government ko do ñi manajo resulted that inata muri ko silang bare ko do ñi manjo wote mudale sila ko ten but the impact is that or before the impact ñila do ko mi minti wolong follow when it comes to international travel and trade sign thing there is this smallpox disease ñan ka be bantala banko do betami kam baake afata fanko Ghana asotata je nañi tundo kanjang bankol dol kan Ghana asotata je ko mo woro fon sabita ko ñu courant le bela ani faka pare airport to ñillo modi melon ko lebe do ko la airport to ka mexo ko sasal me an ko the infectious diseases e kana bo bantala bankol to ka dunnan na banko kan airport to sojoro won mo ñimbo defelo lede ay bo fanan na dron na pengurul me an ko dinno ni muskana ko pengurul ta no watini watala ka fayde EPI services ñillo multi me an ko fanan wala fanan marta o pengurul fanan na banko be kan yebo to dron batan direct registration ni mo wuluta wulu kayto la deda ni mo banta ka certificate o yitandi ko ñi mari da wutan banko kan wala ñi kare fatade ñin sasa fata courant wala fata tenne ñillo multi me an ko fanan wala fanan marta o do ko fanana yebo do fanan ena food safety tumado ha masakunda ya sembo do talno ya di agency do la food safety and quality authority but hanebi eta fanan be mara den jata kende ay food safety ko la mi alon ko comme domolon mi alon ko mol ba damala be fantan kan do nyaari le o kibarol to ni la fanan mol de mi alon ko ni ko school health education ni lak mara kata karambul to enen karamo den ko kacha jata kende fanna la ni ko mi alon ko karamo dinul solo ken of prier fantanka ni la fanan mo de mi alon ko ni ko waste management tumado mbalito faynya amutanya ni la mo de mi alon ko e marshala ni sa fan so no mbalito fanan na fayo nyatole ni la mo de mi alon ko la sise kama sakunda jamar nyanda silol menkela ku jamal bi je mi alon ko ni la mo de mil ko
So
the impact,
go ahead.
The impact of the strike first is on the productivity lost to the healthcare system. Niaji be yalon jata Kenya bunda do ko tamani watola. Time is very important. And time, one of the measures for a performing health system is productivity. Productivity cut measure by hour lost.
Okay.
Gambia, by the end of today, Gambia is losing almost 200 hours. Banko le mialon ko be fola walale niaji be ko be caring to recover 200 hours of public health service. Is the impact would be very much huge. We might not know science. That is just one of it. Nina da jibe koteng dinul mialon ko nyanta pengula kabo ni strike la wato la bera kuma sabata kana bitema nyaji be dindul nyanta pengula banko be kan amta ko nyi ko birata nyi ko be dindim man pengu nyi banko kan ke tanka sasa la sasa miano kasike no sasa jawoti wala ele pengu wato sitale pour yo pengu ta kamta ko nyi wacho be kono mo man so de dindim man so mian ko nyi pengu ta muskono man banko kan nyanta pengul tal pengu miano ko min kamta ko titi ke tankala ani sasa dol sasa mian ko sasa jawbal no wala fanan be fota ni pengol ale ina jibe fanan di pengol fango pengol mum ko mianon ko e ke mabo da men e ke sto da men lungolung mo nyanta futal kata ka jibe be nyaade le tuma do e ke mabo frijo min kono ning atara frijo ning kurongol tata o pengol be tinyale le you know, so cold chain monitoring so nyibi ko bela akamta ko thousands of doses, millions of vials, million could water dol vial killing kasan $10 lela bantala banko mol ko sanne kadi masakuna la program fam muna fangana. The whole of this week thousands of doses, thousands of vials, millions of doses could enjoy quarantine, and that is that ko tomado kuranse fano da dol tole mo malo fang sai wo pengol fang wol be nyaade le o fana mo masibo nyalon ko jawya bata na jada Kenya bunnatul ta and faka pare strikes, I mean infrequent strikes a kamindundi wrong jata Kenya la bundato is that donors, I mean you know that our healthcare system is donor driven. Donor ka jelo ko for example makundala fanala nyata jata Kenya bundala fanala makoro jama ka bana bantala banko leto so ni bantala banko mol ka siga je ko gambe de warni watila balam bala ka tandi healthcare workers wala do ko fanala so abjarale certain projects e fele wona dana makoro nan e se bulo bo makoro rolto mi makoro mo ko pengo ka donte pengo sanna million la ngadi la o million leta ya la ne da damian ko mo mantala monito kan fo se tinyano la fo tinyano la yana bo yana sula pengo la pengo for example yana tinya yana sula million la kote ko ngadi la kote ka dundi o kunna yalo ko kilo kule mian ko tumado milkam mako e sabata kunna. So there are a lot of impacts and mansakunda the public health officers in the country hanibi mandakor sama Monday should be a very good day for them to go back to work bari dakoro manki andu hanibi yemin fo wolon kodo manjo do ko tekela.
Okay, jandin kamur se Omar Silla kan ko tekela kamunta talata lungo esanja talata lungo ya yitanni ko Gambian moto do buje mi yalon ko ya jani nun Senegal mo be den men wala ko mari ñol la fakata nu girita la wulo kono me yalon ko wolen Casamance and wonyama fan sojorol ni nare muta atanyen dun krañute mo saba arrest and modol bije mi yalon ko fan yewol keram multi mi yalon ko yewol yela moto ni yewo jani la jani wo akamunda Gambian ding saba ñom fan bije mi yalon ko dara lo ñino la wulo kono la kabiri ka murna akamunda drone strike ta wala kinare bunnon kidola me yalon ka krenum foni sa te wodol mi yalon ko be bentang ma fa la men nara mo fula mo fa mo saba ñam bije mi yalon ko anara wol batande baake tambe dingol la tanko aba nyaadi la ane man sa kunda nyanda ka mon simfa nyala ta membe den den yiro la kola
baraka ngamira lokum fula komanto nim hakilo bakan nata jenne ka diamu nyin kola honorable almame jiba national assembly mo fofoni kansala abenu janne kachata kola bebe dending makamta Senegal, the presence of Senegalese soldiers in the phony end wala be problem be samakana diamu be ke kanne diamu metale anu ngamen fo wala ko man sakunda kamta manta simfa da takan anyanta mentala pour kaje ko problem address and of course Dr. almame ya fonu janne ko nyeng mu fenete me anon ka kamta to stop la abe continue as long as concrete actions man ñanta anu man sakunda e lodula la soto pour kanyum problème o solve nganyum fo janne kacani ko do bi ko Senegal ye interest la soto towards the Gambia, and this is one of the interests. Ibe rebelol kelon na knowing fully well that jammela time Senegal be suspecting ko jamme rebelol le ma ko kan so ima access soto no Gambia pour ka fight, because it's only through phone access soto no dame pour ka ini rebelol be kelon la nyame. So but then under Barrow under the the how do you call it again, iba comment ka used as an excuse under the pretext of serving or playing their economic security role you even play kan as part of the economic mandate. We only use kan just to further their interest, to use the Gambia as a launch pad pour ka rebelol kele. Then men natake wolum ko Gambian le dabe dunka nyin kono. We are innocent in this conflict, but akamta dabe dunka nga kono le in the sense that Senegal because akamta fatandri bikake jumal lemu rebelolti jumal le manke rebelolti, so akamta dorong banti ade nyame tilimbali yale in the sense that yalon ko nyun mel yalon ko de la village soldo for instance wal mel kata timbatri la e fango yalon ko nyum manke ba hana torun ko bata Casamance ko lañ mamira nyandaka tilimbali ado itandila andum Gambianol fanam bole nyama, so fenne me yalon ko abala fa warta Senegal ben banko kanne akamta dorong ila sojarol be kullel ke ga melanon ko men diate bole ke kan at some point man sakunda man dara simfanya taka ni incident men ketan na men read kibarol to wolem ko sojarol ni botanan Senegalais sojarol ni botanan sate wolto ila kam dole ka fa ko kanjon kam kabri nata ye mol arrest because ye moto nyi neje moto nyimbe lori ne timbale ba kono so tol nata doro ye mol arrest ngama timbale ba kono som timba man ikara timba kam wala bari la moto dutata la ikara timba kam wala la moto dutata so inata wol mol arrest ye moto nyim fanam mala but ye mun arrest pa wala soto pour ka village sol nying arrest man village ngama Gambia kono
no it's in
Senegal sorry but pour ka wal arrest kamuto nyim fanam mala ngam fenete me alon ko lenda tammolen but nganyim fole ko nyim problème o isi Senegal Casamance MFDC in Senegal man sakunda la kelo what we call kafome ko war economy, the economics of war kamta wala duntaje in the sense that timber trade nying ka Senegal MFDC makole for their survival, it's good for their economic survival, and Senegal bole je kan ilafta ke suffocate le pour que staff ndi ikana baludula soto ni mo soto dorong akanta kelo nyimbe bannale so but then wota fanante keno la ning Senegal be nying approach use kan MFDC fanam bajela lako well iben kele kan ne pour kan staff ndi so fanam be respond e be retaliate tele so ngamen fo wole mako Gambia man sakunda ko mata time o sita wala wato tambida fang fo pour yaaje ko kachasa soto no nyamen between itolning Senegal man sakunda tema ni nata nyin timba isula. Obviously the MFDC can be involved in that, but it will all be part of the broader process of resolving the conflict wo bejele but ngamda timba issue nying o fenete me alon ko nyanda address la ba kam da man sakunda man tra lo dula takan pour kaje ko kamon ni tanka nyim manke Senegal village comme kadonge dama village Senegal le kono wol mul dam bari Gambian wol ngamel je foni kono yang ajelo ko wol fanan no jamabe kono e sofata ba kala nyim conflict la karola surtout Senegal man Senegal sojalo be manya men no ma fangala andu ngam man sakunda nyanta lo dula tala janning be ba fala ko akamta atamita mbulum da
honorable akamenda 2017 man sakunda memo Gambia la man sa imo moltimi yalan ko kamben jamal bije ni Senegal men signa be kono dol bije ka may gitani wolem hot pashu comme ni moy kuruya ga Senegal sa bandi no mo dol bije ya fo ñin ga kambe ngol mi yalan ko wolle ke be mo Senegal la interest la de amanke Gambia la na fati atañin la ñdo bayri ko tu kunde men wolem e ko ñi hot pashu mi yalan ko ye meter wa kilometer nanga mo mi yalan ko ye wala bo e ko ni mo bay ndala pour ka Senegal den kradul bije be fanjala wulo la kono gembe jan sate o tema be fango jala woleto bari moto nyimi yalon ke be wala fokam wa Senegal so jalo tumi kam menna ko ya jani akata non talata lungal hani fa say man sakunda man kuma membe denni wala janni wo ya fe ko strike mi yalon ko ay gambe no dol bije keso wolma man sakunda nyande ka bon lodu lalta membe denni nyin Kenya la membe kering Gambia la nani to ma fon la seconde men Senegal tema
wa isa men fo ay to nyale fo man sakunda Gambia la man sakunda anin Senegal man sakunda nyanta silale tanko ko kacha dal Gambia ni Senegal tema abe damen sainte abako Senegal le upper hand dal abako itol be fanga fen diate ka wala ke adun Gambia abako tol be derin rombe siring Senegal fanga ben diate itol ka itol anna diate itol sidun Gambia kono yemol mutajam waranto ni Gambia ni mol ye ida Senegal banko to like men kenyi motola I mean of course you see mol arrest no bari moto me alon ko fen ta kono ite ya suspect la ko nyata kata timbale kam definitely man proof soto pour ka all arrest no okay isi arrest ni suspect isi arrest no le bari kela moto jani yalo ngo mulanda tambol so awako mansa kundale nyanta fere kela dal in Senegal mansa kundale si yen ko jem ni boda ko kacha because esa men photo nyale nyin timba ko ani nyin I mean MFDC ani Senegalese soldier la nyin kelo interlink tale because I mean most of this timber business rebel like because kela kelo finance from Nineto so timber ko and maybe Thai nying atondi nyamo wafi well rebel involved in rebel so I think masakunda fulo nyanta silale ka jibe nyanta munek steps mentala me alonko at least banko fulo be se fanjije jani ba ko Senegal drone ka I mean right sort of pour kanyin ke waranto itole sembo sort of pour kanyin te Gambia be dering imam kampan ke because Gambia dingol mostly tolle ka sofanyin to imaje fonyi be nyamente nginan dula dol bije maybe wala samate bete ala fam because molbe silani ne mantra katela be alonko Gambia ni Senegal boda be nyame sate dolbe Gambia wala kunkol be Casamance sate dolbe Casamance wala kunkol be Gambia le so ni ata security man sort of border to definitely abako do ko te keno la dal
se Omar kana nang ita kan drop me anyi loko mo mi yalan ko ya yitandi ko food safety me kame yalan ko wala marta jamala tan ko wala membe den sniper la ko wala e ko ya fole man jora on sote ba Tesla men pour ka lon fo sniper akay ka ken na nyewal to la fay man eta keno la je fo nyin asilan jurda soto no le mol ma mi yalan ko wala ka export ke nyewoni na mi yalan ko wala nyin smoke face de memo anyi si sindire mo de men ka bonde banko kan kasamba banko e bantal
yeah of course dinata I mean in the global food safety play there are indicators of the it has to be checked properly for example ni atara banko kan jande mboro nyanta bolo jamin kam de ko nyawal sainten kada bandala banko doldo bari sobo bijelo ko de la nyawal kam sisin di jang eka chemical ke ya follow ko eka chemical ke yemi sniper so eventually what will happen is near the poroto instead of when you're getting clearance to leave the border, the ports, it would not. Okay. I know it. So it's going to tamper with the business because Toba Kuyarne and for Gambia Food Safety and Quality Authority, ye Joran also. Joran Mialonko, wala di mako no la dokuala. Pour ni kuma sifal keta, o inku sifal keta, o kuma sifal fodan. Ese fintino na nyadi be, ka o Joran ulta, tumado kanyung kulta, ka establish ka je ko tonyalong wala tonyate. So it's going to take a long time. Definitely, Gambia will lack the capacity and capability. Londo la fannala, Jorang la fannala, Masoto. I can confidently say that because amanko wadamati there are other issues mialonko. Nyante will check lale, but we don't have the equipment.
So what? Natra nungo kamunta jamano walba report kan ko sniper is not only used to preserve smoked fish but also dry fish. One person with the knowledge of the issue said most dry fish in the Gambia is imported from Kafunting in Casamance, and women tip the fish in diluted sniper and then go ahead to dry the fish. A source also tell Jamano the Food Safety and Quality Authority knew about the sniper use since 2020 but failed to act.
You need to understand you need to do a root cause analysis. In food safety issues.
Okay.
It's a jump to give conclusions on what happened. The Musolmi alonko walleba keka probably is because they do not know they do not understand the technicalities involved. Wala nyinti ko itel kaje lo ko kakele andung ila nyawol tumbul bukana, so they wouldn't understand probably the cost effect relationship that odomoro nying nyata yo chemical wakakang abena mune wulula tumodo te wolona tumodo e molong wala tan ibakeka because I am not too sure that ibakela intentionally on the purpose of knowing that this is a poison, and they will still use it on their fish. However, the Food Safety and Quality Authority probably is to institute the scientific committee, because that is provided for in the Food Safety and Quality Authority Act. Bear me, we have one of the best Food Safety and Quality Authority acts in the world on paper. If you interact with the document, niyo kaito nying na domoro la fanna mbempan tanka no nyadirde ani nyenta min simfale ta la ka fantanka ni akaito mbe safere Gambia bulo ni akaran yen banko la tundul kaito ta yakaran e ba sutela ko Gambia ta is more explicit when it comes to food safety issues than
kamunda wo fengol bebe wala kon
abe amam fento koma.
But finding national idea nying abe better yarin kaito bala bar jora ngo man traje. Is that deficient?
That is what I'm saying. That is why the problem is two in one: the capacity and the capability. Ka londo soto o kilinenti. Ka jora soto ka londo fananta manti o fana kudorati. So nyimbu sol min kan sniper ta ka kela nyol kan. Ka yelo ko the reasons why kake is that nyol tu iko niya mutanyon teng siwol ka la kan ka tumbul sutole ba niya yin sniper ke buka tumbu buka taraje dol kaminke wala ka sniper nyin tal drone e demanding ke ko kono ko yin jiyo tal drone ya sar nyoka dol ko ka tal drone ya ke bulo bala ya ma nyola dol ya folo ko ni woketa dol ko fam ko ni atara sniper nyim positional de woto anyanda banko be falale ko hani yalong positioning benyamin to establish carcinogenicity of a product
but almost scientific term
coming domoro fele ka establish ko nyum domoro it's poison poisonology ala impact coming ala
Mantoro.
Tomorrow that's to the science.
Okay.
That could be, what could be responsible for that is one, dosage. All right. So the dose response relationship. Ni atara ikadamani ndomani ne KJB. By time nakafuta nyoma tubaba kangoto ikafa bioaccumulation. Nakafuta nyoma na starter fasciata. It will reach a threshold of concentration.
Okay.
Ibaya watola because ya ajamala domo sanji nani sanji tani lulu nyato asinake mantoro otumole mantoro nyinjala. Niala jibe Gambia banko kambi we have to, na health transition. 15 years ago sasal min kasoro animbi sasal min kasoro is different.
Okay.
15 years ago ikasa sadol moy saying wal buka jede sasa kudol la kafintina and you look at sasa kudol min kafintina min kamanta ko kidney problem min kamanta ko heart problem min kamanta ko hepatitis B. If you critically look at some of these issues coming now ita bainola anecdotically ita bainola kafoko this could be responsible. You know why? Because the active ingredient chemical will have active ingredient and inert ingredient.
Okay.
Ala active ingredient borrowing chemical on yimineta ka dala ka fo active ingredient. Ala inert ingredient kamata ko leta biro ke jimbol ta ning safalon ning kulol ka kafaka. Wa active ingredient mi alon ko yewele ke sniper to is a restricted active ingredient. To babal fo ngajelo ko ni niya use as man to ron e ka fo ko restricted chemical pesticides.
Okay.
Iko mo kana use momo fana ba use la political jibe momo ba use la anyante kala multimialon ko is a trained person and is licensed to use that chemical well obuka kan banko kanja because ikata mal se auto le fa yemo to sniper babu sale ka wawula ba fele ko daba boro you know
sniper ban
yeah, exactly
itara dawo da mal se ko de ba jela
that is it sniper at the ports. Sniper banned in this country a long time ago, and now the language is changing. So I come in for a no, among band, restricted use. The restricted use will indicate as a nano banko kane, but a mobile use la because it's restricted for agricultural purpose. It's as someone or a local called they has to use it. But more from Basambala or from Becca Monyanko, but Tesla, the fire, Londo, bank. But the presses are not the same. The press between the word sniper is banned. That is the language. So I can and quoting. Kafoko sniper actually is banned in this country. That is not. You see, we should just move away from issuing presses and do the real things. The Gambia government, Food Safety and Quality Authority, this will have a recall plan. Ask them. I am quite sure that they do not have a recall plan. A recall plan. Domoro wala Boro sniper is in the country. right now there is no inventory of the snipers. Italon na sniper be concentrating mintola. In which markets are the snipers? The inventory will have helped to understand that for these things ni nata hapunta. Ibala na ko brikama de sniper kaba wuli keme nyon starno jele. Base ma fon la sniper teraje because of the inventory. And then you are able to understand that ko ala market cycling be nyaari le because it was a restricted use pesticide because there was no interest over the sniper, so they had no inventory over it. So now it's difficult for them to go to the market and do inspections. You cannot do inspection blindly. Inspections are carried out based on the indications of the inventory, and that has to connect to the ports. Port of Fanang, na dunta nang kabajala dunta, lunyumala mala expiry. The quantity that is coming into the country, is it? Look at the expiry date. You have a project to do some calculations to understand that whether by the expiry date, basic consume no bank or not. You do that. Better consume no by the quantity and by the time, every time the last time I mean in Bangkok, you have it. You say, okay, we are going to accept quantity will accept we were not going to accept this other quantity. Why? Because quantity be nata looking at the expiry, I'm looking at the expiry period and looking at the consumption rate at a bundle in Bangkok, so that means those will be poisons because the chemicals will be expired in the country and we don't have any place to dispose.
Okay.
That is a problem.
Okay, akamunta next year kamunta man secondary karre fo be kala banko niga hanatra non ko mo sabo almost kari tang ma fa be nati mal be menje ka wala candidate Jamal Bije mi yalon ko wala be finde kan specifically KM anim birikama mol be finde kan ba kala kila hamo yitandi ko be lokam be lola man secondary karre fo what kind of local government election are you foreseeing be menje ka
na fu ñu ñu fole non ko kabring député karre fo tamita akamta ay Gambia political dynamics change a bit in the sense that Kabin President Katefo Tamita Mojama Mirako Silawa Bantale President of the party ba a sweep lale a poll new sweep lale Matalebe Siala Parliament kono with confidently saying that absolute majority bola sot la Parliament but come the deputy Katefo nata fintile Nyadola wolem ko opposition party specifically the UDP did very well because Mojama ma expect ngalo no ko hani UDP for maybe the executive member dol beje e ma expect ko be more than 5 sort of also but another 15 seats soto. I think that was an impressive performance. What I come to find abe gana fenkalale will be hamo soto lo kotenke fenkata confidence soto lo kotenke ko hope di ko yes local government election is there and we can make it and num fanang other political parties as well but abe mem fana iten lo ko NPP as the incumbent party will be very cautious going into the local government election mistake me soto national assembly election la pour kan soto local government election gonia jibe fanang alliance la soto NPP APR anu ngama dia mo kam tan ngunu fanam botole last 2 weeks ago nga fonu janna kam tan APRC la kuni kumbal mele yalon ko president o da fandi la say place ol di lol man ta ka diambu kala bari la hudo be jeme le deputy spokesperson di ata ka diamu le ko mole mem fo lem ko ata mem fo wolem ko as a contest no le for elections in KM and won fenede me yalon ko probability leng askeno abe diaring APRC la top branch ne because bandra content ring president o cabinet compose nyaming and all that bandra content compensate nyaming bari tolta fo no la bada kam de rol da be farine bari fana skeno fanang ite findino la pour kata against that man because maybe aba chochola samana bandela miraroto akamta be même be to abole fokan to da findino le diamo because naron nun ko tonya mandareto naron be findel la pour diamo le datu baniaje ko abe continue kan still with that trend akamta fenne me anon ka discuss party nyun kono because in NPP mantara diari so but then niaji be fanang is not only KM because ngan mi folem ko incumbent political parties e kari lay baake la advantage of incumbency kanne andum wala nan ka foko national assembly elections or local government election tactical alliance gambian lokatula mem fola abeka work political parties survive in parliament presidential election al ka mo kilin present al parti sinalo le ka fu nyoma ye mo kilin present ay electional contest na winta ya jibe be nyoma ko cabinet position si ala jama and all that but parliamentary al beka no tactical alliance la beka work because party ka survive wolto bi ni ajambe parti dol fala doy cabinet 1987 ni bejande enana man presidential election min kodi ni aje doy be fala bi e ka sit le soto parliament NRP modol ka fo fatale man fa ni aje NRP be kumala bi to the extent that modol ka fo ko munana baro Muhammad Babay ata bayla because la party siran nani awol soto in parliament so parties survive in parliament NCP, party like NCP, PPP, B mote phonola because Sirante Budo Parliament, GPDP, mote phonola, GMC, mote phonola, GDC, Citizens Alliance, mote phonola because Imam party sort in Parliament. I come the political party to survive in Parliament. So local government election, mayoral menkana. APRC ka jelo ko KM muitol talti for your contest jela, okay, because Banjul maybe at whatever do like because dol kam follow kas ke no rohibe win nale because I strategy may use and all that, but KM APRC fanan ka jelo ko look president wala party NPP parliamentary election okadal KM kono ndole fula winjele atona man fe winje so aliya KM bulanyen do la strength ba wolto but for NPP as an incumbent political party ibe sonna wala le bang because APRC mel lan wolam ko 7 city allow yoro da mala contest for national assembly andi me guarantee wala be yalla noko 5 nying wobe kole yale bulle wolam fonyita andi yoto be loosle so akamta having to a party that was in power for 22 good years wala 20 years yena dorong after 5 years after losing power yena the first election ye menke national assembly election after losing power ye 5 seats de soto je yebola sanjulu ko mari kene 2 seats da ma soto wom fenete me alon ko ngam amandi ya APRC so ibaje ko local government election ni nata mayoral la yobule and then council ol fanan e be ladol contest la but NPP to sonno la Brikama area council West Coast wom dulalti me alon ko nsafo NPP ning UDP ibedu na nyola je bakele and probably APRC te kontili nawto because yalla nako foni manke la ma fon ning ko APRC tombo njata let APRC because it all legally recognized whatever so it a quantity now because it a strength man tarawto but then NPP fanang the whole of West Coast only one seat less soto o fanan fenati me alon ko abe hope the opposition political parties la and APRC fanan tend to question whether NPP is strength soto to le wala ma soto je na menje wolem ko jama kam fo wolem ko di incumbent membe je sainte ate manke right candidate andu mamre NPP fanan be mamre be chundu balo min ya londi be modo le jibela me alon ka se election winner is winnable for them but ni nata jibe dol ka fa Ahmed Jita fanan lafta lola le wol be fo kan but then dol beje fanang modol beje ka political waters ni kala fi ko la test chocho nyin dal but ni futata real fenko nyinto dol beje
the former presidential driver sorry manza sumare ate fanang fana yala hamo yitan he want to contest on the independent ticket a member of the NPP now ayala position nya kamonda he made a shift akwala fakalo on the independent ticket post parliamentary election ya fole nunko NPP ye describe as bolonkona party ko mo wala in your right up honorable are you saying walantuma for are you maintaining the same view for miral killing wala be bulu ko hani for saying the local government election NPP tela strength ni ta proof no la in West Coast and KM likewise in Banjul
no as I analyze nyame I think it's very good because seeing local government election membina abedula bakele because there are price places like KMC and Banjul and in West Coast. These are the most prized places. There is going to be a very big battle. I remember fanang between APRC and NPP, particularly for KM. It's going to be very, very interesting because already, APRC Natala, it all indicated that they are interested in the place. But whether NPP will allow them to contest the place, that's another thing because, this is a very, very important place. Everybody wants to control KM. And the NPP wouldn't like another party, this party for the alliance, but another party Prusa control because they cannot predict what would happen. Probably, there would come a time in APRC, relationship will be such sour, they can split and then APRC will go with KM. KM is a very, very important thing. So I don't think NPP will allow APRC is young contest, whatever the case. And for Brikama, West Coast is another interesting. The battle is definitely between UDP and NPP. But again, seeing what we saw during the parliamentary elections, it's going to be very, very interesting. As I am for because the NPP were caught unaware. They never expected. Everybody expected NPP were going to, be victorious. And then we have seen that, they were completely sidelined in the provinces, the most populous part of the country, win Jebeto.
Okay.
Apart from one, that's right. So the thing is, I'm sure NPP would like to win this. Even if they were to lose anywhere else, but if they can get KM, West Coast, and Banjul, they will be satisfied with it. But that's the battleground. It's going to be very, very interesting. I know NPP will do anything over this necessary to control these 3 places. But it's going to be very, very hard for them. It's going to be extremely hard.
Video do bijé mi yalon ko afintira social media Gambian talent promotion wala ya kare mentara no viral bake dama yalon ko muso do bijé mi fara fanya ay mama kandela honorary mo mi yalon ko wala bijé akamunda waya fole ka sawunda president baro yala e ya jikindi menna o mu fendete mi yalon ko e madi yala abala jikla te yo yitandika president baro la ko wala ala parti mo la ko wala annu akamunda whatsapp group wol kon ani wasi dunkraldo e ka wasi fal moyle balu wala kolya add on to yinjambande ko mi yalon ko wala be keri ni wol be kolmi be kafuda nyoma ya me wote president wala party batandira pour ka sidwin
of course with all these things jamande ko aning fendol pen jama bi jeme definitely
I think the president and his people that they promise a lot lahili jamal like presidential election
it favor dal because but as he said incumbency is a very powerful tool they can always use it because ndolbe yalon ko mansakunda the NPP have been using government resources and everything else in their campaign and other things, and they will continue to do that because incumbency factor is there. But it's not going to be easy, definitely.
Sir Omar, dani molka line wo yele. Akambunda eko tulo banta bakono. Me yalon ko fong eko niya jibi litero mem bonda jele, litero wuli tawara wala anim fengo bonda jele bakono. Fonyin situation sifal si avoid nola. Wala fi hakil tubal ya wala keta wala tinda nyin tulo nyi abonda bari ya fo sole. Me yalon ko 1 cm wala wasifal aban ani wala kanyan an tulo nyi na bongo man kumasi waro men na pompiro be keri ala kumasi mawni mo sa vo tema wala la ban dalan tulo nyi ya kumasi kabok.
So ninyin kusifal keta the first thing minkake is to result back to the national oil spill contingency plan. Wakaka kaito ledi kaito mialonko aka safero leke kaitandi lako ninyin kusifal keta. These are the steps that ibe mintala and you learn silol ti mialonko yendo lekela kake. So the Gambia's case with the HFO 73 metric tons HFO sudero keta loko follow no kamunta ko le kanyara la fakela kunna because million supply on andna wali tanko be empty le. When they went to the records to reconcile the numbers, it was when they realized that million number mean for ko empty mindol ko yeming actually received there was discrepancy of 73 metric tons but mo le na lon ko woto kule keta. So akamta ko hiatro manke no fang they wouldn't have known. So the numbers actually gave them the hint that likleketa for the HFO there's the heavy fuel oil. Silang ninyo sifal keta first thing is to actually constitute an expert committee, which Masakunda is excellent. However, now the National Oil Contingency Plan, Akaminke, is to provide instructions, and two of these two things in this national oil contingency plan interest me is two: vulnerability analysis and response action. Vulnerability analysis follow fulanjango fanang response action minebe kenola kayiko minketa samantoro talano anu faka pare coming amantoro nyongo akana fulanjan sebora. So bring Masakunda preliminary investigation ke sudero keta loko alondo tebulu pour ka clean up ke coming clomim bonta alondo te Gambia Gambia do ko la bulo pour ka fita mbita Senegal le ke nyinin ka fotumo do sa keno because asifa ne ka ken njele ning atretel sa keno mbita le commandant nan kana pour na yemma koy e ngana bafita.
Well, is it advisable to be having a depot already? A depot sort of imamol sort of many londo sort of pour ko do ko sifa ken.
That is the problem. The problem is one in the establishment
it's not funny, it is serious, it is not funny, it is serious.
I'm serious. In the establishment of such facilities Nabelola there are check marks me along ko for you tick first before giving an operational license. You understand? For operations to be carried out in such facilities. One is Gambia. Okay, the press release has also said that Wokola, London Lafana Kola, having a plan of Minnesota is deficient. The plan cannot dictate what they can do. That is the National Emergency Contingency Oil Spill Plan.
Comme wala ma safero mi alongo wala ke remember dending ka fo ni hataji to ko wala na men ko tulu bon sifa men nyanta kala
min nyanta makola e kesi kiso kero ko kayto nyi fon akamuta ko le Jamal Touré je mi an kamanka kayto nyi ba so fo ngata Senegal ngatal ko monde nan nga kodo dila be jolale million Jamal la you're talking about you cannot do this in less than $100 million. I'm telling you, more than $100 million. If I'm Senegal, I am makoy ngana bafita.
This serious.
So I mean, main responsible for this village. Is it the GNPC depot itself, or ship that brought the
So it's a ship that brought it.
There should be some kind of insurance, to cover these things.
Exactly. In fact, the ship that brought in, the plan will have been that these things happened as a result of their operation. So they are put on. There are some charges that are put on for the company to actually pay for the cleanup process. However, so because the cleanup process, few things must be understood. Mechanical procedures. Abekele nyaming is dependent on one, the characteristics of the oil. Two, the concentration on where is it a deep sea or is it
a shallow one?
Is it because Kulunkalole about 2 kilometers deep sea. Pipe where exactly the leakage happened? Is it in deep sea? If that is it, because HFO, heavy fuel oil, has the ability to seep in. Kasi, the density is high. As a sea no duma, let time is clean, it's not clean, and it is affecting marine life. No. Remember, this is a facility, this is an environment where Chinese so for example, they run into economic loss at this moment because it is out you understand? That is a problem. Now, marine life, this country is running out of marine life. Everyday tons. You look at the nature of the activities happening, in our sea. It's very sad. You look at all the factors, all the environmental factors. You understand? All those things combined together are very sad. So at this moment, it is high time that the government invests in Gambians to go and study areas they are needed, and not to just politically open facilities like Gam Petroleum, where Londo Mount Fotaje Tamandi, where Joran will Tembulu Mialanko will let Mako Kawalondo Tamande in those facilities, and not just open those facilities and employ international people from outside the world to come and enjoy our millions when we have Gambians who have done that.
9,947-5122947. Well, a number in Kakumandis Tadame 9,947-5122947. Well, a number in Kakumandis Tadame 9,947-5122947. Well, a number in Kakumandis Tadame. Hello. Walaikum salam. Any matter?
Ebrima jarra.
Now, radio tala wale jampala, please.
Okay, jampala le masire fofana tanje.
Alright, fofana any matter?
Pinyan de lamin tanyan do
biya bortale.
Okay, ni kasa masi temode. Asita mira male sayende.
Okay.
Kadum be tembo men do bala fa warta baake. Del meli halum ko del lamu do ardi tembulu mudaran tembulu. Akole yadal de.
Okay.
Ya sama sabe ma ko no laje. Ayem ma ko alaka.
Okay.
Kadu abe kala bala fa balati.
Baraka 9,947-5122947 wala number tinka commander lal tadame 9,947-5122947 wala number tinka commander lal tadame. Hello. Ini bara radio tala wala jampale bajala nga ñomoy. Ini bara radio tala han say wala jampala.
Okay, man ka program mo la may basa. Bari ñu mo bala faala no. Dal ko panante kala bang sikano bang.
Nga.
Sama sama depends on kual kan.
Okay.
Ala.
Amin Allah ya Rabbi.
Wow, la baraka
baka 9947 5122947 wala number di nga commander lal tada me albe la me kan Gambian politics program wala men kan ala dimaso ka botala nani kata tala woro hello
yo sigara
naam inimbara
yo nimbara
yeah
honorable Kamara Joshua anna kana mo kan very interesting la baraka
baka thank you
bela police de ten la baka la mo ni bedara baka mo content baka
all right thank you
anyway nanti focus among ko enter syndrome namang satisfying para la yung cabinet to enter yung ko ni marto yung masat sa ko
di alman satisfy wala gara
no ngajira ko ko telephone niya kana website le to nan ya lang ko to le kan to chik job de to le grass road na ko de to le mang involve man to le involve ko ko so among ko ka enter syndrome to le enter ko to mo an nga ko ni man yung ko man chiya ga you need to let them
you dey bila dua mo munade 9947 5122947 wala number timba commander lal takandame 9947 5122947 hello alhamdulillah
barra makan bedada ina ta be mateno den badala namfo Dona wani ke ko kan. Sun ba jagan ba tantula. Sa kana ba ta nexo. Anin dare na kirin ne sanaga ya gandala in ko janin nan na ai mo din ba ka. Ko ta nin shiro man da ni a tare mu muta. Ila ko ne man ko janda. Ba janda da ni jumalla.
Ora.
Da ne sanaga ta gandala ba ka.
Abaraka baka thank you. Mr. Yabo isi kumandiro ke kwata ke ngeta place la fake pick dorom ma kamantera line out drop tala si kwalken kwata ke nganyin don ta line out hello naam nimba mbara radio tala wala jam kala ay bu mo ora be moy kan
wala akilo to wa kana mal sele
amin
ya bala warra
ora
kambe tano wala tamo because kan na mo la karam ala mango ni mara
wala sa
kana dire min karam da wala siri do ko kala Ebrima jara so min man kare tola so di wala
ora
jara de ba president ni Gambia no be ba ko dan na so do fonni ke na kwa ni fonni amma ya ro bo wa kila mo
amin abaraka
ana ro ko man so di Ebrima jara
9947 5122947 wala number timbe commander lal takandame commander la killing nga wota janimbe fintela studio kono 9947 5122947 wala number timbe commander lal takandame ka luntangol tentu bake ke jayi mi yalon ko wala Mr. Sanyang mi yalon ko te dalta kana program wonyin dola bolosi mutanya nya nga komanda kana na ka faya baraka bake akamanda modol bije mi yalon ko hanbi be diamu kan vice president Badara Diouf la ko wala nga keba sunkum baro mi yalan ka be viana la ostra ata fanan diamu tale ngalla moy ate mene fano
donc banque ene lamin Sanyang anen ci FM la do kulal be anen gambe dimol be men yalan ko ci FM la moy de rom keba sunkum baro la de bi nara jang ko mbar nga audio record nga kila kadum bel feka kumandro ka radio ro ci baro wato kadum bel feka kumandro ka radio ro mo kon la men yalan ko banku dim kendo banku dim kende benyanda kaw kuma kaw ni kay welcome kuma kaw ka welcome ka sementu ya ka sembodi barra ju forna ka fasa fo ay kuma kaw men fo ka to ko ngaji ko awa fo ka dar jaw ngaji ko ba sondo moto wala nyam pro kamala ay ka kar la frente ko kuma kaw fana ko kuma de mialan ko ibe kala ibe tamande la ay implement wala mu gambe dum la sula ko de bi gambe dum be ko la men ko bi badara yo jele donc fona fana amurra repi ko take amurra kan ko take ro kamala kana bayda reju ka jele sande ngaje jele dal wulta modul ba jele re ba fana ko ata keno la même fo fana karata na kra sero bari hanata mo kunun ay ko akre amanke mo beto way ku kado kurun la ke kunun ba bi na farinta ko woni ko mbekale nyande mbekale mala kal ba folen dum amin ala fakake o ran nga chance diala ndego wala odo badara ten agambe dimulu safo alina fasa nga support amen implement amen foten pra implement ay tama ay taman do kala banku dimul be kola men kono ten kana je o nyama kana je ko kana politique dundi je nga je ko ay men fo na rasambo bala akata ko bala ano bala ay fero ka tamande ninga jama ke o kola sinana kuma do fo kosin kanim men mol kanim men na ko misal men kara docteur Amar Samata de health minister me ko be jere o e kuma kaw ñu fo parlement na ko suña la lebe banko kan ala department ñu ko so lebe ji men yalla ko tapalaw lebe ji ba bira kuma kan fo birin coco wulta amma mura kan ko tade so bari nga barara jele barara ya fara kalende blaro amudra ko take atara conference center wa fo je minister mo ko na dogunal bebe sirin ay kuma kan ñu amudra kan ko tade andu a ñin fata la kuma la je me yalla ko ntala ko kuma kan ñu amin akodin president le fa ya bayala do ko ako bari wotatina to nyaata mafo no tatina ko na tabalaje dawda ata folo wona kuriyaje dawda wona jinya masa kuda taman do men nyata kala ako abajel aba mexolo weke
ke ba sun kombaro wala wadiya maka wanyama membe viana ostro wala wadiya maka wanyama
kuma kelen la fa men fala because kabli ngin diamol fata fana mul kam men fo mul nyanta understand al fala badara is not there to implement these things akamel fo akam da problem ul highlight kan anda ba fo kam minister me ko be responsible area la pour yokoke badara is vice president opposition is more of ceremony deputizing akam da president no kuma kan odorong indirect la bole fo kan bole fo tan de kam na problem highlight kan bara manke ko badara so implement so natar nun ko sinin sama ko dul man fali mo kana fa ko badara ko jang kunun munana meke amanke implementation powers le babulu ay problem le highlight amana do ko mbunda to na ministry wala responsible pour kake but president wala nyanda tarje so mo nyanda no sax badara kamda president la kuma kan wala foten so ning implementation manke mel nyante make sure ka bule tonno makaje ko wala yake wala mo president wote amanke badara ti
wala abaraka ba ke mr jay honorable Demba Ali Jawo ani se Omar Sila ala baraka bake al nada programme to nyame yes honorable hisarodi baraka bake wato men takana programme to
baraka bake Ibrima am content bake pour nga participer nim amen because topical menu discuss the they are very very interesting topics adung esay men fu fanan mol kana mirako badray men pojang ate sa kenole nim man sakunda mo collective responsibility man sakunda bele nyanta ning address la badra kilinta address na manta ay fengol men fo jan niata man address fanan mol man kana badra blame as an individual maybe si man sakunda le blame ko ito le nyanta nyinkele make
wala abaraka bake honorable Demba Ali Jaw another program to nyame yes asji abaraka bake another program to nyame funding ke o me muri so be ata bake tefo ngoy wala no thank you so much for coming really appreciate it
thank you
baraka bake another program to nyame yes Mr. Jai if you want to say a few things
no I'm coming la moy la tentu kay jay e ka bola programme ni no ma nyamen fanamba fole ko monsieur coming la fadu wala dorong radio ni mel yalon koy ba kuma ani programme ni mel ba kuma même muy tati ko comme ala yalla so tanko la dorong al so yuru wala ni simani jata kende ani harje firimba ba fole dorong ko ala baraka bake Ibrima kala fi kan samana jan dimanche bari na dimanche kala fi ko beke so kono le kala fo tinya bari mbaji belal dal bari banku do ko len ni wato me alon ko bulo fidita do manding sa tra nga futa jang ni me alon ko wato me al de doketa ngamra ba understand
ko ni logo nala la ko de robe wara la bage
it is ba fo
baraka bake Mr. Esanjay mi alon ko dimanche ka fumpe programme ni ndo bake do ko la mo la fa sa bun jikita la bake pour ka na fi na nyum programme ni do honorable Demba Ali Jawa bulo muta da nyawnya anytime nga kumanda ka mabi na programme ni ndo diata mo le bake mo le mari me londo so do bake kibar janjang wala karola ka fa fana ya baraka bake akana programme ro nyamen ST sila ka hisa man baraka bake na programme ro nyamen thank you for dimas na la inshallah nga tenteng programme ni na memo Gambian politics janni wo Ebrima Dia lamin sama talantang anin kidi bina nga programme di yalla mi yalla ko wala kibarol te ke di yalla ni mandi ka wala wanyama ala baraka bake men ba ko man do hani fa sayan ka fali ala hakotu mo le wato bandala fere radio ko mo wato je wala radio bulano al kanata han duwa